nation, we regard ourselves to be quite religious, depending on which your denomination is. And if we are to proceed with this discussion without having that conversation within the context of how we see ourselves, I have a very strong suspicion that we might not get very far with this conversation. And therefore, in the stakeholder engagement, we need to also make sure we're engaging those within the religious bodies as well, because the numbers that are stated, the statistics that we have here, are not people who do not consider themselves God-fearing or religious. They all fall within this category of people who have either engaged in some unsafe abortions or have ended up in hospital as a result of spontaneous abortions or have ended up dying as a result. Mr. Speaker, the stigma is real, but the situation regarding the fact that abortions do continue is as real as well. And it might be quite prudent for us to look at other jurisdictions that have recently gone down this path in terms of repealing the laws that they had against abortion, to see where they engaged on this particular journey, the pitfalls that they came across, and how they went about it, and see how we can contextualize this within our own society in order to have a fair understanding of how we approach this. Because to repeal a law of this nature, to even have this discussion, we need to have a frank conversation, but we also need to have the experience that others have gone through. The Republic of Ireland recently had a referendum on the same issue, allowing Parliament to also proceed with this particular matter. And they had a lot of organizations pro and against the whole concept of whether or not to legalize abortion outside of the ones that are allowed within the law, as we have in Ghana. I believe that in order for this conversation to proceed, there has to be a lot of sensitization, and the stigma, which is real, must be acknowledged as well. But we need broad stakeholder engagement in order to make sure that as representatives of the people in this House, the path that we are taking or the options that we are looking to provide are in alignment with what our various constituents are hoping for. The statistics don't lie, but we must also consider the broad views of those who represent in order to make sure that this conversation has a healthy progress, that we have a very broad debate and can hopefully come to a position where women who have no choice have the option now and are not criminalized or stigmatized in a bid to make sure that their lives are preserved going forward.